The Xbox Game Showcase has come and gone, but Xbox made two big announcements regarding RPGs during the show, announcing the return of fan favorite Fable and Obsidian's new Skyrim-like RPG Avowed. We have a ton of information about both those games, so let's get into it. What is going on, everybody? It's Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with another video. Hope everyone's having a great day, and if you guys could do me a big favor, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. It means a lot to me. Thank you guys so much for all the support. The conversation around the Xbox Game Showcase continues on social media, with a lot of gamers being impressed with what Microsoft had to announce, while a certain segment of vocal gamers certainly thought the show was absolutely horrible, and then there's people like me who were kind of in the middle, thought the show was good, but could have been a lot better. Halo Infinite is a joke on social media, with Craig the Brute just taking the internet by storm. But a lot of people like myself wanted Microsoft to kind of show us what you are working on for the future, and they did so in that regard, finally announcing the Obsidian Skyrim RPG that I've been hinting at for a while now, called Avowed, and of course the biggest open secret in gaming, which is Fable, made by Playground Games. There's a bunch of information here specifically about Avowed that we're going to talk about, and it does get me pretty excited. Now, before I get into talking about Avowed, I want to talk briefly about Halo Infinite. Yes, I thought the gameplay of Halo Infinite looked pretty damn good. I am a huge Halo fan. However, graphically, it was not very impressive, even though 60 frames is something that I have been wanting for my games for quite some time, and it certainly did not show what the Series X is capable. Microsoft has been out here touting the power of the Series X, claiming it's the most powerful, how it has 12 teraflops, but Halo Infinite definitely did not showcase that one bit. But there's a lot of rumors spreading online that the Halo Infinite multiplayer would not launch with the game this holiday. Fortunately, 343 came right out after that rumor surfaced and said it wasn't true, it had no basis in reality, and that Halo Infinite would indeed launch with the multiplayer. But one of the announcements at the Xbox Game Showcase that got probably the most praised was Obsidian's announcement of Avowed, a Skyrim-like RPG set in the Pillars of Eternity universe, and a whole bunch of information leaked via an insider on Reset Era. Now, a lot of this is true to my knowledge, and Clober on Twitter pretty much verified a lot of this stuff too, which is why I'm talking about it in this video, as I feel a lot of this information is valid. But even with that said, make sure you take everything here with a grain of salt. Now, the guy goes on to say that Avowed is fully open world, much larger than Skyrim, although very differently larger. More proper word would be denser and more contrasted at the same time. It's primarily set in the living land regions of Aurora. Not sure if it'll go like that as explicit later on, but that was the starting point. It's a big focus on world reactivity, lighting, and next-gen AI systems in physics, with special focus on physics with magic systems, but he has no clue what that could mean. Real-time weather system, he doesn't have full details, but fog is very important as a real-time element. Rivers will have specific micro-physics systems regarding this. Very advanced character creation tool, mod support. For now, PC will be very dominant as a creation tool, but it'll be fully playable on Xbox. Very large number of factions, but very different approach than with Skyrim. You'll be able to have companions, although different than Outer Worlds. Story set is where you fight against incoming threat of tyranny, independent from the previous stories. Game has bosses planned, and some of them are very large. Gods will have a special say in the game. Great focus on iconic landmarks, statues, and buildings. 2 large cities planned with many smaller ones, with strong focus on contrasting wild areas, rivers, mountains, and desolated areas. And yeah, you'll be able to swim. Fully respecting Pillars of Eternity creatures lore with new additions. Dynamic presentation of dialogue. For now, idea is to keep "you can kill everyone in the game" option. Around 100 people are on the project for 2 years. Smaller number for the 7 months of pre-production. People have been working on the game for 2 years and 7 months. Full production is already a thing, the team will still grow, and the target date is late 2022 with a possibility of early 2023, and he said that keep in mind that some parts of this can change during the developmental process. Now, everything in this leak sounds absolutely phenomenal. The fact that it's already been in pre-production with 100 people for 2 years and is not scheduled to release for another 2 years, meaning that would be a 4-year production at AAA quality, should have everybody excited, because there was a lot of concern that when Microsoft bought Obsidian and Ninja Theories into studios like that not only would they change their culture, but they would force those studios to make different style games than what they originally had made. And because of that, and because of how Game Pass is so central and the main platform for Xbox moving forward, a lot of people feared that Obsidian and Ninja Theory would no longer make those AAA experiences and that they would now be making double-ass Game Pass fodder. People thought that Bleeding Edge and Grounded would be the future of those studios instead of something like Avowed and Hellblade 2. But as you can tell, for a game that's already 2 years and 7 months into production and still has another 2 years to go, this Obsidian game is going to be AAA, and that's what everybody criticized Microsoft for the lack of. They wanted AAA games, but AAA games take a long time to make. And it seems because of that, because Microsoft wants this not only to be a quality product, but a big AAA production, they're giving Obsidian the time to make it so. 4 years. But of course, online you have people make fun of the fact that a lot of these first-party games that Microsoft announced at the Xbox Game Showcase won't be coming out for a couple years. What did you think? They bought these studios back in 2018. It takes a long time to make AAA games, which is exactly what you wanted, and you're gonna make fun of it for that. Fair enough, whatever. But on the flip side, you would be destroying Microsoft if they forced Obsidian to make Game Pass fodder, if Avowed was only a 2-year project on a smaller scale than Outer Worlds, same thing with Hellblade, then you would be making fun of the fact that Microsoft doesn't make AAA production style games, and that their games more than likely aren't very good because they're not giving the developers the time to make it. So Microsoft is kind of caught between a rock and a hard place here. Let the developers work on these games for as long as possible to make them as big as possible and as good as possible, or make them smaller and get them out the door. Either way, it seems like a certain segment of gamers out there will just hate on Microsoft no matter what they choose. Personally, I want the game to be a AAA production and a high quality game. And if it takes 4 years to achieve that target, then I'm perfectly okay with that. I would much rather take quality over quantity. Now, the other big RPG that Xbox finally announced was the open secret Fable. And according to Matt Booty, it was the studio's experience with large open world environments that singled it out for the project. Quote, "I just look at what Playground has done with the Horizon series, that attention to detail, the ability to represent these naturalistic landscapes. They also have a real passion for the IP and a unique point of view on what's core to Fable. Everything I've seen as the game progresses tells me this is going to be a very high quality release." With any kind of franchise like that, where you've had existing versions, there's always that balance between what you're going to bring forward, what still stands up, and what you want to add that's new, he says. It's like the challenge of making a new Star Wars movie. There's stuff that everyone wants you to bring along, but then you've got a responsibility to take that to new places, and I trust Playground has a good vision for that. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that Fable is in the right hands. Playground Games are a fantastic developer. Although the question is, what do you bring forward from the original? Because there's definitely going to be fans of the original that are going to want certain things to transfer, but then you're a brand new studio taking on the lineage of this game. You're definitely going to want to put your mark on it, very much like the new Star Wars movies. I want to know what you guys think in the comments below about what they should bring forward from the previous Fable games and what you want left out. Obviously, just from the reveal trailer, we know that the trademark British humor that the series is known for will be coming along, as well as the fantasy and magic elements the series is known for. Now, personally, I would also love to see the demon doors return. I always thought those were pretty cool things, and I want the good-evil balance to be brought back. I want to be able to kill all the civilians, sacrifice them, and grow huge horns with an evil ring above my head, but then at the same time, I also want to be good and have the angelic wings. Those are some of the things I want to come back from Fable, and I hope they get rid of the stupid stuff like kicking chickens and farting. I could do less like that. I want it to be a more realistic take on Fable that still retains some of the charm of the previous series had without resorting to that kind of physical comedy. Another rumor that also spread about Fable was that this one is a MMO. Now, Windows Central and a ton of other outlets came out to deny it. I personally asked somebody at Xbox and they told me it is not an MMO, but I would also imagine that Fable will have optional co-op and maybe some shared online spaces. Think Destiny and stuff like that, but it is definitely not an MMO like World of Warcraft. Does anyone else find it very interesting that once the Xbox Game Showcase ended, suddenly these rumors about Halo multiplayer not being launched with the game or that Fable being an MMO started to spread online, contributing to more hate about the Xbox Game Showcase. It's definitely something to think about. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below about Fable and Avowed. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Share this out on social media like Twitter or Facebook, or tell a friend about the channel. If you want to be notified immediately when I drop new videos, make sure you hit the notification bell. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate each and every one of you that take the time out of your day to do so, and I'll see everyone in the next video. Later, guys.